Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Apostle Nikki, and in this video, I just want to answer this question, right? Why was Adam asleep when God was creating Eve? Why was Adam asleep when God was creating Eve, right? We have to understand that before God created Eve, Adam was in the garden and he was tending to his assignment of naming the animals. He had come across different species of birds and different species of cattle and beasts and all of that, wild animals, all of that, right? And he had actually discerned their characteristics and he knew everything about these animals, right? But he had not, the Bible says, among them was not found a suitable helpmate. It means that Adam had not yet found what was compatible with himself. And because Adam, being the first man to be created, doesn't really know what he needs. Remember when God was creating Eve, he was not just creating Eve in order to come and keep Adam company. I mean, if that was the only reason why God was creating Eve to come and keep Adam company, then he might as well create like a friend for Adam, maybe another guy, somebody put him in the garden, right? But the reason why it was Eve, and not just that it's Eve, but also that Eve is a suitable or comparable helpmate, it meant that there had to be a compatibility that needed to be in play in order for the assignment that was on Adam to be fulfilled, right? And so because Adam had not yet seen anything like even all the animals he has named, he doesn't know what he needs. He doesn't know what he wants. So now imagine if he was awake and God is telling him, Adam, I'm making you a suitable helpmate. He would have been there trying to mess up with the whole process. Like, maybe if you can make her leg to be like that of a goat, and make like her ear to be like that of a sparrow, and make her eye to be like that of an eagle, because that's all he has ever seen. That's all he knows, right? So he would have tried to influence the process by what he has seen. So similarly, the reason why God presents your wife to you, presents your God ordained wife to you, and it's you don't really choose. She's presented to you, don't choose, right? It's because you are going to want her to look like your ex-girlfriend. You're going to want her to look like your fantasy in your mind. You're gonna want her to look like maybe somebody, an idol you admire, like somebody like Beyonce or Rihanna or whatever, right? And meanwhile, that is not the woman, right, that is comparable or compatible with you, right? It meant that God knew what he had placed in Adam. God knew, I have made Adam to be a steward. I have made Adam to look and tend after the garden, to till the garden, to name the animals, to or do all these things. So the woman that is coming to complement his purpose. And Adam may not even have known all that there was in him, right? So if he was going to help in the creation process, he was just going to use his understanding, not divinely guided by God, right? So God had to cause Adam, look, sleep. You'll just see her when she's done. You're right. I'll present it to you when she's done. Because if you are going to be awake, you're going to mess up with the process. And in another scripture, I don't really remember where, I think it's in Jeremiah, or where it says, can the clay say to the potter, what are you creating? It means we don't know what God is doing. He knows the plans that he has for us, the plans to prosper us and not to harm us, right? So if he predestined us for whatever purpose we're supposed to accomplish, then he also knows the suitable person that you need, right? So you may have a list right now. This applies to both male and female. And in this list, you're like, I want her to be tall. I want him to be tall. I want him to be dark. I want him to have a six pack, and I want him to have a Mercedes or whatever. And God is just looking at you like, child, that is so carnal. That is just carnal minded, because it has nothing to do with your purpose. It has nothing to do with your destiny. Meanwhile, you're asking me for a kingdom marriage, right? So it means that you have to also let go of control. You have to let go of trying to influence what God is giving you, right? You have to stop going to God in prayer and say, make him tall, make him dark, make him, God, send me a dark man who's like, no, you have to just say, God, let your will be done in my life as it is in heaven. Let your will be done, just as you as the man also, right? You yes, your ex-girlfriend looked good, right? Your ex-girlfriend was like dark skinned, chocolate skinned, big eyes, thick lips or whatever, right? And the one that God is sending you, maybe she's petite in structure, she's small, and because you are looking at the outward appearance of things, and in your list you have features that match your ex-girlfriend, it's easy for you to just say, this is not the one that God has for me. But you have to remember, God knows the end from the beginning. It is God who knows why he's bringing the two together. It is God who knows what he placed in that woman that you're going to need as a man, right, to get to your next level. God knows the keys that she's holding, the master key to unlock your destiny that she's holding. That yes, maybe right now you can say, no, I don't want the one that God has for me. You go and look for a petite one that matches your ex-girlfriend, and then you get together with her. And guess what? She's not carrying the key, right? So she'll look good with you in pictures. She'll be Instagram goals, because hey, Instagram is all about people like feeding the flesh anyway, right? So you'll be Instagram goals, you look good together, but you will not be able to accomplish much for the kingdom. But best believe that the one that God has for you, see, God knows that even emotional and physical compatibility is very important. So he's not going to give you somebody that you completely find unattractive. Maybe initially, because you have an image of what you want in your mind, you just be like, this is not really it, right? But once you get to know what's inside, what's on the inside of this person, you end up also seeing that even the way that they are, it actually complements who I am, or I'm attracted to who they are, right? So this is me saying that the reason why God had to keep Adam out of the process of creating Eve was to stop flesh, or to stop men's opinion from influencing what he knew best, right? So this is where we need to relinquish control. God, you are the one who knows best, right? I may want like maybe an African man, and maybe God has like a Caucasian man for me, right? So am I going to just reject what God has for me because he didn't come looking African, but he's looking Caucasian? Or she didn't come looking, she didn't come from my country and she comes from Europe, or whatever the case may be, whatever immaterial things it may be, right? You have to understand that when it is God ordaining a marriage, it is God also choosing for you. You don't choose for yourself. God guides your choice by giving you the discernment, right, to actually open up your eyes and see who she is on the inner before you can judge her for who she is on the outer, right? So it's very important right now. If God has revealed somebody as your kingdom spouse, as a God-ordained spouse, right, and you're just not attracted to them, and that could be the reason why you're just like, no, I don't want this, right? You have to reevaluate. Are you in this? Is this for a movie shoot? Are you in this for modeling, or are you in this actually for the kingdom and the purposes of God? You might want to check your heart. You might want to check the posture of your heart, because it could be the reason why you're rejecting what God has for you, right? The reason it didn't work with your ex is because you kept dating people who look like your ex, but none of them proved to be the one that you actually married. There's a reason why, because you kept choosing out of your own flesh, lust of the flesh, lust of the eye, pride of life. It didn't take you anywhere, right? And now God is saying, since you tried, my daughter, or you tried, my son, and look at all your past relationships, they never worked. Though you were choosing for yourself, now allow me to choose for you, because what I am choosing for you is long lasting. The person I'm choosing for you, they may not look like it right now, but once I am done with them, they'll be a diamond, they'll be polished, right? You may not see it right now, but what I am going to do with them, everybody's going to even desire who they are, right? So this is just to say that right now, if you have a list and you have not yet met the one that God has for you, just tear that list, because it could be it will hinder you when God sends somebody who's looking different from that list, right? Or if right now you've already met them but they don't match what's in your list, instead of discarding the one that God has for you in order to keep your list, discard the list and keep who God has for you. Okay, all things work together for good for those who love the Lord and are called according to his purpose. So thank you very much for watching this video. Be sure to subscribe. We're still dealing with marriage the kingdom way, but we're soon moving to victory the kingdom way. We're going to talk all things on spiritual warfare and understanding generational curses, patterns, all of that, and how to win against the devil, right? So thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.